Wait, hold on. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Who am I thinking, bro?
Oh my God, bro. This is hilarious, bro.
Y'all take it.
We confirm this is
What did you confirm?
false.
What do y'all think about this proof right here? We found Michelle Obama's elementary pictures. Was it
High school, middle school.
We found her elementary school, middle school.
We found it, guys. Somebody in the comments,
somebody DM me on
subscriber,
Instagram.
He DM'd us. He DM'd me on Twitter.
I think it was a woman.
They were like, everybody that thinks she's a man is stupid.
I understand not liking Obama and thinking he's gay, which could be real.
That could possibly
be
That's a little girl.
because he is
But I'm leaning towards not.
Yeah,
but I don't think Michelle Obama's a man
That's
at
what
all.
they sent y'all?
Yeah, heck yeah. All the justifications of Michelle Obama being a man is just
outrageous.
God.
It has no merit. Because I seen one comment. Her and Obama have not produced birth certificates. So you think someone without a birth certificate became the president of the United States
And got into Harvard.
Like, come on now. Then they said, what has Michelle Obama?
Do you need a birth certificate?
Okay, I just feel like, okay.
Yes. You need to use your social security number.
It's okay to be conservative, guys. It's okay to be Republican. It's okay to be right-winged. But to be so far right-winged that you think Michelle Obama is a man.
So they think this is actually her. This is a joke.
No,
this is a joke.
This is from a movie called Idiocracy, and they just edited her face on there because it's actually Terry Crews.
Dang.
So they're trying to say Michelle Obama is running in 2024.
Huge.
Which we know that might be false also because we saw who was on the Democratic ballot.
Yeah, people say anything.
Boy,
man.
they be saying anything.
But I don't know. This Benny John. Is his name Benny Johnson?
People be on Twitter saying, and the United States government is owned by Pfizer, and Pfizer is owned by Donald Trump, and Donald Trump.
Yeah, guys, don't get tied into a lot
shit.
of conspiracies. It's fun sometimes, but don't get too
Don't get too carried away.
But let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Let's see what Benny has to say about this.
Let's get it.
I don't know if Benny's a far right, but let's see. Let's see.
I am president. Let me tell you what people need. Huh? People need money. Lots and lots of money. That's right.
Dang shit.
We gonna print so much damn money. I'm gonna give every single American $1 million.
This is hilarious.
We gonna have a big ass party with all us millionaires.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. Beware the Ides of March is what Julius Caesar was warned when the Senate was about to betray him and stab him in the back and steal his power. And as Joe Biden would say, and return to international pressure. Everyone knows that Joe Biden is, of course, suffering from dementia and from strokes and seizures and has to literally be ushered off the stage at events and have people scream and yell at him. Joe Biden is not fit to be commander-in-chief, and now you're beginning to see the Ides of March surrounding him as various people from his administration are saying, I'm ready to serve as president. Kamala Harris says she's ready to step into the role as president if Biden is unwell. I may have to take over, Kamala Harris says, while she's the one who shows up at Ground Zero for the September 11th remembrance moment. Well, that's interesting. That's often and regularly a position only reserved for the president. They're doing it in plain sight, ladies and gentlemen. What else are they doing? Well, let's look over here. Desperate Democrats are urging Michelle Obama to run for president. Could Michelle Obama run for president? Well, this doesn't look like a particularly credible website. Let's go ahead and check with people who are actually credible. And let's undergird this with the understanding that there would be a huge portion of progressives that would absolutely love Michelle Obama to step in and destroy Joe Biden. Cenk Uygur, who runs the Young Turks, said, do the right thing, Joe, this weekend. It is extremely selfish for you to run for president. Demands that Joe Biden step aside for the next generation. Young Turks hosted decrying Biden's plan to seek office in 2024.
Get that fucking zombie out of there.
So Democrats are pissed off, and they are now rage tweeting about it, demanding Michelle Obama run. Well, what do I know about Michelle Obama? I will tell you this. There is a biographer of Michelle Obama who wrote the definitive Michelle Obama 2024 pathway in a new book, and he joined Grant Stinchfield on his show in Real America's Voice to explain how it will be Michelle Obama taking over for Joe Biden.
No.
Watch.
What Michelle did, I ain't gonna lie. The only thing I can say Michelle did that forever pissed me off is made
the school
lunch.
It was good for them.
Garbage.
It was good for them fat ass kids.
It was horrible.
We got
Lunch
too
was
many
good.
fatties walking around,
We had
man.
too many fat kids.
I'm sick of seeing them fat asses, man.
They still fat.
I didn't even know
It
Michelle did
disgusts
that.
me.
I just
I'm very
went to
fat
school
phobic.
one day and I was
I'm
like,
damn.
damn, this shit been garbage for a couple months.
You didn't know that was because of
I
her?
didn't know that for a minute.
Wow, it instantly happened. Like 1
yeah,
year.
yeah, it did.
It instantly, like all the good.
You left for
This
something.
great value ass chicken sandwich. I was mad.
The smiley fries.
Yeah,
I was hot.
to great value chicken sandwich. All right, let's get
Man,
it.
I was so hot, bro. They said prison food was better than our school lunches.
Wow, that's crazy.
On
They do
his
get
show,
Oreos.
in Real America's Voice, to explain how it will be Michelle Obama taking over for Joe Biden. Watch.
There's another side to this, too. Maybe another possibility of why they're going after Barack Obama right now. Maybe this is all about Michelle. Maybe Michelle and her aspirations of becoming the next president of the United States, slipping in when Joe Biden slips on out because he's not capable. Maybe this is about someone trying to damage Michelle Obama. Maybe it's the Republicans. Heck, maybe it's Gavin Newsom's people.
I just
Gavin Newsom.
Maybe.
Slipping in, damaging. Chill, man. These is crazy words. Or maybe I'm just being.
Y'all being
dirty.
childish. Y'all just being childish.
Slips on out because he's not capable.
slip on out.
Maybe this is about someone trying to damage Michelle Obama. Maybe it's the Republicans. Heck, maybe it's Gavin Newsom's people. But maybe, just maybe, Michelle Obama is the cause of all of this hate leveled at Barack Obama. Well, joining me now is the author of Michelle Obama 2024, her real life story and plan for power, and the director of the documentary Michelle Obama 2024, Joel Gilbert,
No
is
way.
with us.
Someone else.
Joel, welcome to the program.
No way.
Thank you. So good to be here. Thank you.
Well, Joel, it's a pleasure having you on. An old saying I say on this program all the time is there's no such thing as coincidences. I just couldn't help but notice all the things coming out recently about Barack Obama. And then, you know, it was a caller who says, hey, you got to look at Joel Gilbert and his documentary. I thought, well, maybe this may be about Michelle and trying to damage her.
Yeah, I think that may be part of it. The allegations that have come out in the media in the last few weeks really were around for years. David Garrow's book that had the quote where Obama said he makes love to men in his imagination came out several years ago. And of course, Larry Sinclair was from way back in 2008. So the fact that these are coming to the surface tells you that I think there's something going on in Obama world. And I make the case that I believe that Joe Biden is on his way out. I think that's pretty much the consensus. Nobody really believes he'll be the candidate in 2024 because of health, because of corruption, because of his terrible record. And I make the case in my film and book that Michelle has been pretty much copying Barack Obama's path to the White House. Barack had a voter registration organization in Chicago called Project Vote before he ran for president. Michelle founded something called When We All Vote that's supported by the Soros Group for $26 million. She's been running around the country registering people for several years. Barack wrote 2 autobiographies, Dreams from My Father and The Audacity of Hope. Sure enough, Michelle...
This guy did create Michelle Obama's book, man.
Oh, well, they couldn't bring him on if he didn't.
Yeah, I know. It's just crazy that he's saying
You
this.
know what's making
White
it
House.
more insane?
But could anybody write a book about somebody?
Yeah, oh God, I could write a book about you
right
No,
now.
I don't think
he
you can do
he
that.
can't do that.
I don't think you can
Can
do
you
that.
not? You probably
Cause
should.
you
That
get
was
your
her
ass
book.
sued, bro.
So they worked together then.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You a hoe ass nigga. Keep it honest.
That's crazy.
What's wrong? Like, what did he do wrong?
What are you talking about?
Why he talking on her behalf?
Yeah.
I mean, he feel like he knows something.
He's
You
not
know?
even saying something negative.
He didn't. I mean, he
He
didn't
didn't say anything negative. He's just pointing out similarities.
Yeah,
He
but
exposing
that-
our next
him
move.
saying that Obama did say some gay stuff. Is
That's
crazy.
real.
Yeah,
That actually happened.
What did he say?
God damn it! He,
Damn,
the truth became out then.
What did he
Stated
say?
a fact.
So y'all stop saying Obama not gay then.
I'm not saying he gay,
Bro,
bro.
no,
He just said it.
just because somebody put it,
I-
just because
I-
somebody
I-
put it in a
I-
book doesn't make it true. So
But y'all just
so
said
Harry Potter is true.
So
What?
Stupid.
What?
But that's an autobiography.
I said it. He said somebody put it in a book. I said so just because he quoted with something somebody put in the book makes it true.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so Harry Potter is true.
No.
But why would he state that if he's,
because somebody put it in a book and he stated what was in the book.
Yeah, that is
There's
true.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
He's putting credit
Use your
behind it,
critical
though.
thinking skills.
He's putting credit behind it though by saying it.
All he said was somebody put it in a book.
He's like vouching for it though.
Yeah,
He just quoted it. Okay, go back to what he said. Y'all wasn't listening. Damn, he just went way back.
Maybe this is about someone trying to damage Michelle Obama, maybe. On 2024, Joel Gilbert is with us. Joel, welcome to the program.
Thank you. So good to be here. Thank you.
Well, Joel, it's a pleasure having you on. An old saying I say on this program all the time is there's no such thing as coincidences. I just couldn't help but notice all the things coming out recently about Barack Obama. And then, was a caller who says, hey, you got to look at Joel Gilbert and his documentary. I thought, well, maybe this may be about Michelle and trying to damage her.
Yeah, I think that may be part of it. The allegations that have come out in the media in the last few weeks really were around for years. David Garrow's book that had the quote where Obama said he makes love to men in his imagination came out several years ago. And of course, Larry Sinclair was from way back in 2008. So the fact that these are coming to the surface tells you that I think there's something going on in Obama world. And I make the case that I believe that Joe Biden is on his way out. I think that's pretty much the consensus. Nobody really believes he'll be the candidate in 2024 because of health, because of corruption, because of his terrible record. And I make the case in my film and book that Michelle has been pretty much copying Barack Obama's path to the White House. Barack had a voter registration organization in Chicago called Project Vote before he ran for president. Michelle founded something called When We All Vote that's supported by the Soros Group for $26 million. She's been running around the country registering people for several years. Barack wrote 2 autobiographies, Dreams from My Father and The Audacity of Hope. Sure enough, Michelle wrote 2 autobiographies, Becoming and The Light We Carry. They're also on Netflix as TV specials. And of course, Barack was the keynote speaker who introduced John Kerry at the 2004 Democrat convention. Sure enough, Michelle introduced Joe Biden at the 2020 Democrat convention. So I think she's positioned herself just like Barack did, and the Democrat Party has set it up for her. Don't forget, they moved the first primary out of Iowa, where she would have had to campaign in 100 counties, to South Carolina, where half the Democrat electorate there for the primaries are going to be
who's running.
That's
we
a great
really haven't
question.
seen any Democrats announce that they're running, but
There's only
we have
3.
seen a list. And it was
Wouldn't
only
they start
3.
campaigning by now?
Yeah.
I would think so.
So she's
I
not
don't
running.
think she's running, but I don't know. I have
Should
no
just
idea
pop
about
out.
it. But
What's
we haven't
up,
seen
bitch?
any-
It's Michelle
Well,
Obama.
she got enough clout to it. You know what I'm
She
saying?
can do what she wants to. I mean,
She
Obama
gonna make
go win without campaigning.
She gonna make lunch turn to
I don't know.
cardboard.
I don't know.
African American. She also claims that as her adopted home state.
So she.
How, Joel,
Hold
does
on,
she
pause
make
that.
her way then?
So they said she's gonna run under the state of South Carolina. That was correct?
hear any of that.
Run
Does
it
it
back?
matter what state you run from as
I don't
president?
I think cause like don't the Senate. I don't think so.
I don't know. I didn't see Vivek
Run it back?
really say it was a state
I
that he
don't
was
think
running
that's what
from.
they
I
I
don't
don't think that's
so.
at all what
What he just said then?
He said it just like right now, just a few.
They did
seconds ago.
something somewhere.
He said he can't run in Illinois because it'll be
no,
too many.
that's not what he said.
That's not what he said. Just play. Pay attention.
And the Democrat Party has set it up for her. Don't forget, they moved the first primary out of Iowa, where she would have had to campaign in 100 counties, to South Carolina, where half the Democrat electorate there for the primaries are going to be African American. She also claims that as her adopted home state.
How, Joel, does she make her way then around
right.
Kamala?
She would have to do it out of South Carolina, didn't he?
Bro,
say
are
that?
y'all not listening? They moved the primary out of Iowa.
Where did they vote?
Oh, I'm tweaking.
Oh my God. Y'all comprehension skills are not on point today.
Campaign in 100 counties, to South Carolina, where half the Democrat electorate there for the primaries are going to be African American. She also claims that as her adopted home state.
How, Joel, does she make her way then around Kamala Harris or possibly even Gavin Newsom, who I know has aspirations of this?
Well, Michelle Obama is the best loved Democrat. She's the most popular person in the country, if not the entire world. She's had 15 years of all positive publicity, hundreds of magazine covers, hundreds of interviews, sitcoms, talk shows. Kamala Harris is not a very popular person. Even the black community does not consider her to be black because her father's from Jamaica. Her mother's from India. She grew up in Canada, so she's not really considered African American by the black community. Gavin Newsom is from my state. He's a failed governor. He's kind of a snarky.
Who?
I ain't never heard a black person say Michelle ain't black.
No, they talking about
said
Kamala Harris.
Oh, that's why I talking about Michelle. That's why I was
Y'all not locked in. Pay attention,
bro.
Now she's black.
I said
to me.
Michelle's
Michelle's full black.
That's why I was messed up.
He said,
I'm like, oh, how he gonna say that about Michelle?
He said,
No, we
he
got
said
locked
Michelle
in.
is very
Okay,
popular.
yeah.
Kamala Harris is not popular,
Oh,
and
yeah.
she's not considered
Yeah,
black
nobody
by
likes
black
Kamala.
people.
Yeah.
Lock in. We got lock in.
The only black people that
A
like
white guy, and
Kamala is the AKAs.
don't forget the Democrats have now turned
She's
toward
AKA.
ethnic minorities in positions of power because of the progress that Donald Trump made in delivering for minorities with prison reform, the economy, school choice. So the Democrats are desperate to keep their core voting groups of blacks and minorities. That's why they appointed the UN
they
ambassador
done,
as a
though.
black lady, minority leader in the House, head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, press
try their
secretary.
hardest.
Their message is rather
black
insulting. If you're black, their message is, we look like you, so vote for us. That's their message. So Michelle just checks all the boxes. They're really not interested in white men anymore.
All right. What's your
want
predictions
some,
as they
Joe?
set up against President Trump? Clearly, I think Joe Biden's the easiest to beat, and I say this with the caveat that if the elections
I
are
could
fair
beat
and the
Joe Biden.
systems are fair.
Yeah,
I
there's no
think
easy
Michelle
ones.
Obama is very much like Hillary Clinton. She's despised by so many people. I do get that she's loved by many as well. Do you think she stands even a chance against a President Trump?
Why despise Michelle?
Yeah, Michelle's a formidable candidate. She's been working on these minority groups and women
Because she's
outreach
smarter
for
than
years.
you.
So she,
So why is she
Yeah,
despised?
I didn't know Michelle was despised.
I mean,
I don't know. I definitely picked
and the
that
right
on
wing,
and
you
the
can
right
see.
wing. They hate Michelle.
Yeah, they don't like
Well, the
Michelle.
right wing, they gonna hate anything that's
That's Democrat.
Obama.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never heard a right wing person say something positive about Obama.
I haven't either.
But, you know, when my boy Thomas said it,
I don't know though, but I got to
said,
keep.
oh, yeah, well,
No,
I can
yeah,
see what
yeah,
he
yeah.
said.
But he didn't say
But I
nothing
guess
super
maybe
negative
it's not
though.
black. Yeah, he really didn't.
He didn't.
He just said he disagreed with him, this and that. They be going, he gay, his wife a man. Like, dang.
Their
like,
children are their children. I don't
They
know.
attacking.
See,
like,
I-
the
they
evidence is
I'ma
looking
keep it
pretty
100.
crazy,
I'm gonna keep it
though.
100. Being too far
Michael.
right, being too far right is almost like it's like the equivalent of being too far left.
Yeah, you can't be
Like,
too
I
far
think-
left.
I
Yeah,
think if
yeah.
you're too
Middle
far,
ground.
if you're
Either
too
way.
far anywhere, you're not very bright.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
I think you're gonna be so politically side choosing. You're gonna believe anything that side
Yeah.
says.
No, definitely.
And you're gonna be so opposed to the other side.
Nah,
There's bad apples.
I think it
She's
clouds your
been
vision a
developing
little
these
bit.
constituents
You're
groups
logical.
for years.
Thinking.
She's very, very popular. She'll come in and say, remember how much you love the Obama years, and we never had any scandals. She'll appeal to nostalgia and say
the
she
government
wants to
shut
bring
down
the
when
country
Obama was in
together
office?
again, and that's why she's running. So it'll be a difficult race, but I think my film and my book, I show Michelle's real story, where it shows that Michelle was running away from the black community as a kid. She ran away. Her and her brother refused to go
Wow.
to schools where there were all black kids and went an hour and a half
She
away to
wasn't
study
wrong.
with whites. They were doing white flight. And then Michelle, as a professional in Chicago, she made
That's
20,000 blacks homeless.
So
So she was getting a better education now. She was doing white flight.
That's probably what they called it.
That's what people call people
That's the
that do
term.
that sellouts. That's another word for sellouts.
That's
bro.
it. That is.
She wasn't wrong.
Well,
Shit,
I
I'm gonna take my
bet,
daughter.
if we looked at the school she could have went to, none of them graduated from Harvard or Princeton.
Yeah, so is she wrong?
Guess who
Why?
did?
She's not wrong.
Guess who did? Guess who
She's
did?
not wrong.
Michelle
She did.
Obama.
Why
And
is
her
she
brother
wrong?
is the
They were
Oregon
doing
State
white
basketball
flight.
coach.
Why is she
That's
wrong
correct.
for going to
He
a white
was.
school?
No, she's not wrong, bro.
And then Michelle, as a professional in Chicago, she made 20,000 blacks homeless when she knocked down the projects
Whoa.
at Cabrini Green to give away the
I
land
didn't
to
know
these
that.
Democrat donor developers like Tony Rezko. When Michelle worked for the mayor of Chicago. And then for the University of Chicago
that
Medical
all
Center,
unheard of?
Michelle headed up the Southside Health Collaborative, and her job was to deny access to health care to black residents from the South Side. Michelle would do something called patient dumping, which was illegal. If you showed up and you're black at the hospital, she'd ship you back to the South Side, these crappy clinics. So the reality is Michelle has a terrible relationship with the black community. She was afraid of them growing up. They would beat her up.
Man, stop saying cap like you know.
I'm saying how he know?
He has to read the book.
I say cap. I want to say cap. If I didn't say cap, I'm gonna say cap.
He knows.
Okay, I'm gonna book back you today. I don't give a damn.
He knows
Solomon
Michelle
Brooks, like-
personally.
I don't think.
How do we know he know Michelle personally, nigga?
Because he had to write the book with her.
I don't know if he did,
So
bro.
you think Michelle gonna say, yeah, write a book about how I beat up black people and sit them out the
I don't
fucking
think
hood.
so.
And
Bro,
put them in their house and make all this.
Let me talk about though. The
Okay.
book might be good information, but he might be exposing bad information that he knows.
I don't know, bro. It don't make
Why
sense.
in the fluke? If she is trying to have a positive
I feel like he just
publicity
wrote that
to
book
run
anyways.
for the president, she gonna have him come over there and
But I gotta go right now.
expose the negative.
All right, brother. I kept telling you stop pausing.
I know. I didn't think about it.
Hold on.
But Marcus keeps saying cap like no. Hold on, let's just
So we
make sure.
really don't know like how
He might be cap, but
like real talk though, like because like if he wrote with Michelle, like why would she like be like, bro, like put all this bad stuff that I did that could negatively impact my
he's saying
my
this
PR,
after the book, though,
bro. But he said he put that in the book and the film. Is what he's saying. That is what he's saying. He said that multiple times.
Well,
he said I wrote this in the book. Y'all not listening, bro.
So it wouldn't be wrong for him to say that now. Then shit. Yeah, well.
So I'm like, you must not be on Michelle's side. Like, if you gonna put that in the book, bro. Like, cause like,
don't you have to get like?
I don't think you can do that though, bro.
So you could just write a book about somebody without them.
I don't think you can do that, bro. Especially calling it an autobiography.
I think you can do that, bro. I think
what is autobiography? I think it's different biographies. Like one of them you can and one of them you can't.
Think about it. A nigga just made a whole documentary about YB without his permission.
That's fucking YouTube, bro. No, you can do anything on YouTube. That was a horrible example.
But a book, you can do anything with a book. You just probably saying they selling that bitch.
You sell books.
It's the same shit. It's just a platform to put something on.
Says permission is technically not required if the biography is subject was a public figure unless their estate created a kind of legal fortress. So technically he does not need her permission to write the biography because she's a public figure. So you could write a book about Trump right now.
Let's write a Trump book. Let's go up. Hey, I might do it.
Well, that's crazy. Well, you might be lying. I don't know. Let's continue.
Yeah, it says as long as it's accurate and you don't run afoul.
You showed up and you're black at the hospital, she'd ship you back to the South Side to these crappy clinics. So the reality is Michelle has a terrible relationship with the black community. She was afraid of them growing up. They would beat her up and call her an Oreo, meaning you're black on the outside, but you're white on the inside.
That happens.
And she exploited them in her professional career. So I think my book and film really show who Michelle Obama really is.
Okay, so yeah.
Well, if she were to get in the race, then I'm sure they would be going to your book and film to get the goods on Michelle Obama. Lastly, real quick, if you can,
book right now.
You've got the gay sex allegations. You said they are old, right? But they're all resurfacing now. The gay sex, Malik is coming out. You've got the letter. You've got the Joan Rivers segment that's from 2014 that's now trending on Twitter. Does any of this hurt Michelle? Real quick, Joel.
It really doesn't. She is a pop cultural phenomenon, and I don't think it hurts her at all. She uses those types of things to say that people are attacking her because of her race, because she's so insecure about her relationship with the black community.
That's crazy.
So I think Michelle's in great shape. I'm predicting in November Biden will drop out for health or other reasons. And that's when the party will turn to Michelle Obama, who's the only person who can get enough signatures and raise all the money she needs in a couple of weeks.
How is he gonna say what a black person relationship is like with the black community? You're not even black. You're not even in the black community. That's like me saying, well, in the white community, how the fuck would I know? I've never been white a second in my life. Like black people love Michelle Obama.
He feels like that's his job. He feels like he knows the person.
But I'm gonna keep it 100. Like, how can you speak on behalf of the whole black community though? You've never spent a day like you. I can tell you from his physical appearance, he would never be accepted in the black community.
Oh,
ever.
definitely.
As a valid speaker, like who is this guy? Because he wrote a book.
Yeah.
But I'm not naysaying the facts that he's presenting in the book. I'm just saying, like, how is you gonna speak on how black people feel?
I don't know anything.
You perceive something, and you've never been black.
Yeah, I don't know all this Michelle conspiracy. I don't know what's true or what's not true, guys. All I know is that I'm not voting for us, regardless.
I'm gonna keep it 100, bro. Like I would probably say some of the facts he put in the book are probably true.
Definitely,
I would say they're probably
like
true.
the hospital one might be true, or the one that did kick out.
I don't know though. Like,
if
she works for the mayor and she works for the hospital, how are we gonna put it all on her? Like they don't have like executive decision making like together. Like that's not one person gonna say, okay, kick them all out. One person gonna say tear down the house. I'm sure that was like something that was voted on upon people, and she was probably the figurehead that came out, represented the decision. But I'm sure there was like a whole executive process.
Is they talking about Obla?
No,
bro.
So what? No, I'm just saying, like, because they usually keep apartment buildings in Chicago for a long time.
He said the name of the apartment.
What was it?
I don't know,
but
it's some Henny building or something.
That's crazy. You
wasn't paying attention.
No,
you wasn't paying attention.
No,
you wasn't, bro. If you was,
Chicago,
you would have known it wasn't no block because he said the name of it.
What was the name of it?
It started with the M. That's all I know. But I heard him say it. He didn't say O Block, buddy.
So what's the actual apartment of O Block? The actual name for it.
I don't know, but
it's still standing, isn't it?
No, so they tore it down
recently.
Yes,
Michelle Obama was not in office when it was torn down.
Yes.
Damn, you wasn't paying attention. Damn, you wasn't paying attention.
She been tore it down.
No, you wasn't, man.
Let us know what you guys think, though. Seriously, though, guys, stop leaning to one side so hard, guys.
I'm not voting for Michelle Obama.
Be open.
No offense, Michelle.
To all facts, guys. We don't just lean in and say, yeah, that's true. We're not just defending them because they're black, and they're saying y'all defending Oprah because you're black, and you're defending Michelle because she's black. We don't do that, guys.
I like to take a middle ground.
Like, if it's true, it's true. Like, if it comes out, but some of these stuff is just allegations. Like, I can't just say allegations are true.
I can't run with baseless claims and allegations and form my brain to say that it's true.
But I need paperwork.
I'm leaning toward Obama. Really might be gay though, but I say that for sure.
Hey,
but I still don't know. I still don't know.
I think that could be real. I don't know, but if you ask me right now, I'm gonna say no. But I will say it could be true.
The only allegations I can say.
I only say that. I only change my stance on that now because I saw Candace Owens say on the podcast and her reasoning behind it. I said, well, Candace is saying that. I'm gonna listen to Candace.
It's only one reason why I say he might be gay.
Because he legalized gay marriage.
Yes. Why I push for some now when I did.